Hello, everyone. It's Serenity. Hope you're all doing well. So, what I wanted to talk about today is those of you who are familiar with Jehovah's Witnesses know that the memorial season is coming up. Those of you who do not know exactly what the memorial is, it is basically where Jehovah's Witnesses gather worldwide to celebrate the death, yes, you heard me right, the death of Jesus Christ. Now, remember, they don't celebrate the birth of Jesus, or even what other Christians do is celebrate the resurrection or the rebirth of Jesus. They don't celebrate any of that, but the celebration of his death is very important to them. Now, this would make sense after the videos you've watched, where I basically said that this cult, which is masking itself as a religion, is a demonic cult, worshiping Satan. So now you would understand why they would celebrate the death of one of the sons of the true divine parents. Okay? All right. So, what I wanted to say, and this is every time I hear a talk or anything given by Jehovah's Witnesses using Jesus's name. It is literally like every time they say Jesus's name in association with themselves or Jehovah, to me, it's like them vomiting every single time they do this. Because if you really know the truth about Jesus and who these ones really represent and have the audacity to use Jesus's name for their profit, it is truly disgusting. It is nauseating. So, Watchtower, stop using Jesus's name. Just stop. You're not Christians, you're Satanists. And I'll keep saying it over and over again. And soon the whole world's going to know. So, you could either change. If you're going to be Satanist, just own it. Own it. But stop parading as Christians. Because even the so called ones that you have been picking on and saying are not Christians, they're pagans, are the very ones who showed you guys love when your own members got killed. They showed you love, but you showed your true faces about who you really were. So keep it up. Keep it up. But you know something? Jesus knew you guys would do this, and that's why you are part of the Antichrist. But right now, you're sitting at the very top. You sit there and throw Jesus's name out in relation to Jehovah when you are far from anything that Jesus even stood for, which was love. You stand for lawlessness. That's what you stand for. Okay, so I'm going to read some scriptures. This is from Jesus. Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, governing body, take it to heart. Because I've been sitting here the whole time trying to say exactly what Jesus was about, what he said, what he stood for. And a lot of things I know that it is so different from what the scriptures say that, like, I get feedback that I'm trying to change Christian doctrines and, basically Christian law. Did Jesus get accused of changing the law? Yes. But once again, we both say go back to the law that was put forth from the very, very beginning, and that was to love. Once you understand what true love is, which Jehovah's Witnesses and many others are not showing, have no clue what it is, then all other things fall into alignment and you know how to operate and navigate through life with that law of love. Okay, so I'm going to read Matthew chapter 7, 21 through 23, where Jesus says, Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Mind you, his Father is in heaven. I also did a video on this because Jehovah is the God over the earth. Who else is ruler of the earth? Satan. But once again, here Jesus says, who does the will of my Father in heaven? And then in verse 22 of chapter 7, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? Watchtower, you keep saying Jesus is telling you things and you're prophesying in behalf of him because you're the channel between God, Jesus, and the ones on earth. Liars, liars. But Jesus is outing you right here. Notice what he says in verse 23. And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, look in the mirror. You're practicing lawlessness. You are something detestable to Jesus and the true God. So just stop with this. Jesus, we're Christians. We're loving. You are liars and you are anything but loving. And it shows it because you're lawless. You lie to the media. You lie to your ones that you're supposed to be shepherding. You slander the ones that are telling the truth. You are exactly doing the works of your Father. You are a shining example for him. Now, I'm not just going to read it out of this. I'm also going to read it out of the Gnostic Gospels because this, once again, Jesus had said it would happen. So, really, all of those religions, including Watchtower, who are sitting here using Jesus to profit and take advantage of people and control them, are fulfilling the prophecy that Jesus said, not just in the Bible, but also in the Gnostic Gospels. Here, it basically is when Jesus was talking to his disciples and they said they had a vision of basically these ones. Well, I'll read it. Okay. This is in the Gospel of Judas, and it says, yet these priests call on your name, speaking of Jesus's name, while in the task of preparing their foul sacrifices. So, foul sacrifices, things that are disgusting, works that are not something that would be acceptable to the true God or Jesus. Their altar remains filled with obscenities. Then the disciples fell silent and were deeply perturbed. Jesus said, why be perplexed? I tell you that they write my name on stellar powers through the medium of humans. In my name, they plant trees which are barren. So basically, once again, Jesus was saying here, these ones would do things that were foul, and it would be like obscenities, and they would write their name on stellar powers or powerful ones. These religious monopolies, basically, and plant trees which are barren. So, once again, this shows that the things they produce are not something that is beneficial. Barren trees. So, the fruits are not useful. And just like I talked about also in another video, when something is good, it produces good. Watchtower is not producing good. They're creating an illusion of good, but when you look at the very core, just like I was explaining, these parents who have judgmental views, no love, are also producing fruit or children that will exhibit those same qualities. And therefore, these religions, under the direction of these false prophets, are doing the same. They are producing barren trees. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. It is truly disgusting for one's religions in general to use Jesus' name and be committing so many disgusting, detestable things against others. I mean, there is so much. I'm not going to get upset about it, but Watchtower, you're filthy, you're disgusting, you're liars. You're just the shining example of how not to be a Christian. You really are. So if that's what you're trying to do, you get the trophy. Good job. For those of you who may be pressured by your family members to go to memorial, do not do it. It is a black mass literally celebrating the death of Jesus Christ. It is not about a ransom, because in my other videos before, I told you Jesus did not come here to die for mankind's sins. That is a lie. It is. I don't know what else to tell you. You've been lied to. Basically, my next video in the Gospel of Philip, there's a passage in there that will basically explain it. Okay, that's it for today. I love you all. Sending my love, my hugs, and my peace. Bye bye.